ITV Good Morning Britain, Peter Bone hits out at Theresa May over David Davis' resignation. ITV Good Morning Britain saw Conservative Party member Peter Bone speak out on David Davis' resignation as Brexit Secretary and explain why he believes the Prime Minister, Theresa May, has failed the country. Speaking to Good Morning Britain hosts Kate Garraway and Susanna Reid, Bone addressed Davis' decision to quit, noting, "I'm not surprised after Chequers. I didn't really see how David Davis could implement something that he really didn't believe in, so from that aspect I'm not surprised." He added, "I didn't know in advance." Reid went on to probe, "If it's not the deal you believe he campaigned for, Brexiteers campaigned for, would you expect Boris Johnson and Gove to do the same thing?" "Well, it's up to them, and it is a difficult decision because do I want to have Brexit cabinet ministers? Of course, I do," Bone replied. "But equally you can't have somebody in the Brexit department delivering what is Brexit in name only if you really believe in what the British people want. I just think that it's not about MPs and cabinets, it's about what the British people voted for, and we need to deliver that." David Davis' actions have shown that he is a man of principle and determined to try and deliver what the British people wanted. In Mr. Davis's official resignation letter, he said, "The national interest requires a Secretary of State in my department that is an enthusiastic believer in your approach, and not merely a reluctant conscript. While I have been grateful to you for the opportunity to serve, it is with great regret that I tender my resignation from the cabinet with immediate effect." He stated the current direction of Brexit policy would leave the UK in at best a weak negotiating position, and possibly an inescapable one. Steve Baker and Suella Braverman have also quit the government following Mrs May's proposal. Before the resignations, it was understood a leadership challenge against Theresa May was imminent, with letters lodged with Graham Brady, chairman of the influential 1922 committee, calling for a no-confidence vote piling up. Reid was later keen to find out if Bone thought May could step down as Prime Minister. She asked, should Theresa May be toppled as leader of the Tory part? Could that trigger a general election? Bone simply replied, "My focus is in changing the new Brexit policy. But in order to change it there are other things that have to happen." Garraway chipped in. Bone responded, "David Davis campaigned for Brexit and he knew what it was about. The Prime Minister, was a Remainer, and now what we're doing is delivering effectively remaining in the EU. That is not acceptable. We had the referendum to decide and she's failing us on that point."